Hey,
Hey.
hey, we did it. Can you hear me well and see
Yeah,
me
I
well?
can hear you.
Yeah, okay, that's good. If it like goes off or if it interrupts, let me know.
Okay, I will.
My connection is not that great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. You?
Good, good. I was looking forward to talk to you. I don't think we haven't spoken in a while.
Yeah, since
Uh,
County Cup.
yeah, but I've been like following what you've been up to, uh,
Oh, cool.
and it's been going pretty well for you. Um,
Yeah,
how was today? Because you're still going to school, right?
yeah. It was just normal day at school, really. It's
Is
basically
is
like before.
is it good for you to be going to school right now when everyone else is kind of in this lockdown? Do you think it was a good decision?
I mean, yeah, I think it was a good decision because, like, especially for me, it's my GCSE year, and online learning's quite hard. And also, yeah, and a lot of other people missed out a lot more on online learning than like my school is very good at it. But yeah, I think it was a good decision, but obviously there's I don't know, can't always be perfect, really.
Sure, sure. How's it been studying this year with all of this?
It was quite odd when it was like online school, but now it's virtually back to normal, except for obviously like school life is just a tiny bit different, but the studying's not been that much like by it's not that different. So yeah.
How's school been different? What what's different from how it used to be, let's say last year?
Well, sort of. Well, you have to wear masks the whole time and things like that. But actual school isn't that different. Like you still have the same classes and everything, and you still go to lunch and all of that. But yeah, it's mostly the same.
Oh, what are you studying right now? What are you preparing
So I'm
for
doing
today?
GCSEs, and I take like the core six, and then I do a couple languages as well, and geography, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so I do 10.
Okay.
But yeah.
What are you preparing for? What would be like studying wise? What would be the
Um,
path? Like, what
I
would
don't
you
know.
like?
So I want to get good GCSEs and A levels, and then I want to go to uni, probably in England, like stay here. And then
Mhm.
I'm not too sure what I want to study yet, but
Do you have any?
something sciencey or to do
Okay,
with maths or science. So yeah.
hmm. That's quite different from the tennis. It's like the opposite, I
Yeah,
would say, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
How is it combining school with tennis? I mean, has it
Um,
got more difficult? Has it been more difficult in the last few years to combine tennis and school because maybe you've been playing more tournaments, preparing more, or how's that like?
it's when I do most work, and obviously, especially the last couple weeks, I've had no tennis, so it's not been too hard, but sometimes it's hard to balance, but like this year is the year I've had the most work, and for a lot of the time I didn't have any tennis, so it's not been too bad. But yeah.
How is it to not be playing tennis after you've
Um,
been, because you've basically been able to play during the summer uh, and competitively as well. So you've got back into that routine and now you've had to stop again. How's it been?
yeah, it's quite hard, but it's good because I get to like focus on my fitness a bit more, which is probably one of the weakest aspects of my game. And but I got to play today actually in school because you're allowed to play with school on school courts. So I got to play today, which was very good. And
Good.
yeah, I was excited to do that again.
I think a lot of people would be jealous
Yeah,
right now.
I know, it's quite lucky. But yeah.
Yeah. How how was your, because was the nationals the last tournament you've played?
I played a couple doubles tournaments after it, but yeah, it was my last singles one. So good one
Were
to end on, I
you
suppose.
were you expecting to go well? Was it
Well, I was number 3 seed, so I was hoping to get to the semis, but I didn't really. I mean, obviously I wanted to win, but I wasn't sure if I really could. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a chance, but it was also quite easy to lose as well, so I wasn't sure.
How do you think you managed to win? Like, what was it that helped you win this time to get you through?
Well, I practiced my serve a lot in the week prior to it, so my serve was probably the best it had been. Like I should practice my serve a lot more than I do, and I think that helped me quite a lot because it got me out of trouble quite a few times when I was down in a game. I do a couple good serves, and that would help a lot. But yeah, I don't know, just yeah.
What kind of a player would you say you are? What's your
I'd say
game style? What?
I'm definitely more of an aggressive player. I'm quite inconsistent sometimes because I go for quite a lot of shots, but yeah, definitely an aggressive player. But yeah.
And would you? I mean, who's your favorite tennis player? Who do you look up to?
I don't really have a favorite, but I don't know. I quite like Kvitova and all that because she's quite tall. She's a lefty as well, so she's a bit more similar to me. So I quite like her. Yeah.
And men's, do you?
Not really a favorite. I quite like. There's quite a few that I don't know. I like to watch them, but I don't have a number one favorite. I don't really. I don't know.
Are you watching the finals?
Pardon?
Are you watching the ATP finals?
Oh, last night I watched Team against Sister Pass, but I haven't watched any other matches. But I watched that one yesterday.
Do you, I don't know, can you say or maybe guess who's gonna win and why? Do you have a hunch?
I don't really know because I only watched one of the matches, but I don't know, maybe Team could. I'm not sure. But yeah.
He's in good form.
Yeah.
Lately,
and he almost won it last year. But
sure. Tell us a little bit about yourself or your relationship with tennis. When did it start?
So I started playing when I was I went to the first time I played tennis was in a summer camp when I was about 5. But I only started actually playing when I was 7, and since then I played all mini red tournaments, mini orange, green, and then I sort of just from when I was 7 I just started playing more and more. I never I don't know, I just carried on really.
Does anyone else in your family play tennis or is passionate?
Not really. I mean, my brother and dad have they can play, but not too well.
They wouldn't want
to. No one really, not really plays it in my family. But yeah.
How is that? How does it work in terms of them understanding what it's like to play a match, what you feel while playing a match, why do you get upset and stuff like that?
Well, I think my mum understands it the most, even though she's the one who's barely picked up a racket at all, because she's watched a lot of my tennis. So I don't know. I think just over the was a low battery. She sort of manages to understand it, I think, but not really fully, I suppose, but on some level, I guess. But yeah.
Well, I guess she's probably the one that goes to your matches the most, I'm guessing.
Yeah, she takes me to all my tournaments when she can, when she's not at work, and almost all my trainings as well. So she sees me play a lot.
Remember. Does she tell you now, after a match, what she thinks you could have done better? Because I remember my mom, for example, by the time I reached 18, she almost felt like she was a mini coach because she's been watching for so long. She would just tell me what I did wrong, what I did right.
No, she doesn't really do that. Sometimes she'll be at the start, before a match, she'll be oh, what have your coaches told you to do? But she doesn't I mean, she watches my lessons, but she doesn't understand it too much. Like she'll notice some things and like ask me, "Oh, should you have done this?" Or, but she's mostly just supporting and
That's good.
yeah, very supportive, which is good.
Pretty relaxed about it.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, definitely.
That's good. Cool. And
Yeah.
apart from going to school during the lockdown and working on your fitness, do you have other hobbies that you're able to do a bit more of now, or how do you spend your time?
Well, I love netball a lot, which I play at school. But obviously we can't do much of that now. So we can play it in sport, but we can't do any fixtures or matches. But yeah, and I used to play hockey, but I've sort of given that up because it's a bit too much to play hockey, tennis, and netball.
Yeah.
So I now just do netball and tennis, but most netball just in school. But yeah, I like that a lot.
And apart from that, what do you watch? And are you into watching TV shows or reading or?
Yeah, definitely. But like, I'm not watching one currently because I don't really know what to watch at the moment. But yeah, I do that quite a bit when I do have something to watch. And yeah.
Any favorite TV shows?
Probably Grey's Anatomy or something. I like that a lot. I've watched all the seasons. But yeah,
Okay.
which is quite long.
Nice. How are your like your friends at school going through this lockdown? You know, because at like 16 or like when you're that young, you're at this age, I mean, supposed to, you know, uh, meet new people, make new friends, just go out and kind of realize. How do you feel like they're going through this? Or
Well, I think they'll probably find it quite hard, but also because this is like this is a year with like quite a lot of work. It takes up quite a lot of time, so it's not as noticeable. So I don't notice it as much as well because I have tennis and fitness as well as all the work. But I think those who don't do as much sport probably notice it a lot more, that all the stuff they can't do. But yeah, because it's such like GCSE year, I think it's not as big a deal, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think many find it quite hard.
okay.
But yeah.
In terms of because you've mentioned that you're trying to do a bit more fitness now, working a bit more on that. How are you doing that?
So I've done like some outdoor fitness sessions, because you can meet one person exercise outdoors. They work actually quite well. They're very to what we do. The gym equipment that we have when we're normally at the club, obviously. But there's still loads to do. Really good. That's good.
I think you're breaking up a little bit, but hopefully you'll be fine. And what are you trying to work on? What exactly in your fitness are you trying to improve?
So like quite a few aspects. So I usually do, because I have one time in the week, and which is usually dedicated to like cardio work, and then I have it twice on the weekend. And one of the days we do like footwork, and another day it's more like strength work. So like doing sort of all of it. Yeah, it's definitely my weakest point in tennis.
Okay, and what would you like in terms of tennis? What would you like to, what's your end goal? Where would you see yourself in a few years, or what?
I'm not really sure, but like I don't know. I just sort of want to see like how far, like while still prioritizing my schoolwork and like especially in junior tennis, I can do and just play like university tennis for which I've won it, and then yeah, hopefully still play for like county team when I'm like, even when it's not county anymore. I have to do that as well. But yeah.
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
Do you unis in mind? Unis that you might like to play for, that have like a team, could be a part of?
I'm not really sure. I think when it gets to applying to like universities, I think I'll like look into it and research it a bit so that I can see like the tennis teams on certain unis and then like take that into account when I apply. But I don't have any in mind in particular right now. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. And let's say if let's say when the lockdown stops and you'd be able to go back to your daily routine, what does that look like? What's your schedule like? Say a normal day in your life.
So now because of current like 7 years, so I start at 9:40. I get home at around 5, and then when we're allowed to play tennis, I play days, and then I usually play. Pardon?
I think you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Sure. Yeah, it's just the image is a little bit blurry, I think. Yeah, it's stopping a little bit here and there.
Okay. Wait.
Fine.
So I play quite a lot. Play quite late in the evenings, which is good for getting like homework done and all of that. So I play usually at like 7 till like 9 or 9:30, depending on what day it is. But which I find quite useful because then I have quite a bit of time in the evening to get stuff done.
That's quite a long day, though.
Yeah. Then I have Wednesday I have school netball, but it's in the day, so I have the whole evening off, which is good. I can catch up on anything I haven't done. And yeah.
How often do you train a week? Like how many tennis trainings do you have? How many strengthening and conditioning?
So I do squads on Monday, Tuesday, which has fitness and tennis in it. And then on Thursday I have a tennis lesson and a fitness session. And then on Friday and Saturday I have a lesson. And then on Sunday I just have a fitness session.
Oh.
So yeah.
That's a busy week as well.
Yeah, it's quite busy.
I thought they're for like relaxing, taking a day off, but you seem to be working on Sunday too.
But it's good though because it's just an hour and it helps me like structure my work, so it means that I like get things done because I know that I have to go to tennis, so it helps me quite a lot like with work, even though it takes time away, sort of makes me get on with it. It gets you going. Yeah, exactly. So it's quite useful in that way.
And how do you relax, let's say after a day where you start at 9 and you finish at 9 or 9:30? How do you just chill?
Well, I often have quite like a long bath or something like that, and then or I watch TV or something, which is I just find that's sort of all I do to relax. I don't really know what else to do. But yeah.
And in terms of your diet, are you already thinking about that because you're playing or because you're still growing?
I don't often really think about what I eat. I eat quite a lot. I just sort of eat when I want, usually what I want. I know I should probably think about more what I eat, but yeah.
You're growing. So
pardon?
You're still young and growing.
Yeah, I know I eat quite a lot. I usually have a dinner before tennis and after tennis when I get home as well, because I get very hungry.
Yeah, well, like body, it's telling you it's time to do that. Question as well is someone's asking, how do you manage to maintain focus in a match and the tournament? What helps you with that?
I don't know. I just when it's quite an important match, it's just it's quite easy to maintain focus. If you're winning quite easily or something like that, it's quite easy to lose focus. But if it's a close match, I never have a problem really with staying focused in the match. But
how do you focus then in a match when you're like leading quite comfortably? How do you not?
So sometimes I don't, and then I lose a few games in a row, and then I sort of just tell myself to get focused and that I'm just being, I don't know, I just sort of tell myself the things I need to do, like in the point, and just try and focus on like the basics and things like that, but not much in particular.
I've seen you playing. I haven't seen you playing like a lot, but from what I've seen, you don't really seem to be very like angry on court, and you don't seem like you get upset very often. You're pretty calm, and I was just wondering if that's like something that you naturally do, or you've trained it, or managed to stay
Well,
calm.
I never used to get like annoyed at all on court. I get quite annoyed, but I never do things like smash my racket or anything. I sort of just get like annoyed myself, but I've never really got annoyed on court or smashed my racket or anything. It's not really something I've had to improve on. I just sort of never really have. I think I've at most got worse at it, but yeah.
But how come, like, do you, is it because you accept easily that your opponent might win some points, that you might make mistakes, or because for some people it's very difficult not to get annoyed, frustrated on board.
Oh no, I do. I get very annoyed. I just don't I don't show it as much, if that makes sense. But whenever I make mistakes on an important point, I get very annoyed. Just inside my head. I don't know.
And how do you get over that? How can you, from that, how do you go to focusing on to the next point,
Well, I usually think that if I make a stupid mistake and then if I don't like win the next point and get back, then I'm going to be thinking about the point for the rest of the match. So I know I just have to get the point back, and that spurs me on to win the next one usually.
Oh, good. Yeah. Do you have, let's say, a match from this year that's stuck in your head, a good one or maybe a not so good one?
In terms of what? Just
That
any
it was
match?
a difficult match that you won, or a difficult one that you just kind of slipped away?
Probably my semis at the nationals, because I won the first set, and then in the second set I had set point, but then it got to a set tie break and I had another set point, but then she got 2 more set points which I managed to save, and then finally won the set. But it was just, I was really tired as well, and I thought that if it went to a third set, like a full third set, I wouldn't win. So I was really nervous to win that set, and I managed to, which was quite relieving. And yeah, and it was my best tournament, so it was good that I won that match.
You pull through.
Yeah,
Do
so
you ever
probably
get to that point where, I mean, do you ever experience that fear of winning? Because it's a thing, not just fear losing a match, it's also the fear of winning. Have you experienced it?
I'm not quite sure what you mean. I don't know.
Because, like, when you're like
when
5-love
you're
up 40,
yeah
15, and it's like, you have match point, and you're so, it's like you're thinking, okay, I should win this, just one more point or 2 more
yeah
points.
exactly.
And because you want to win so badly, you just get nervous, and the fear kind of gets the best of you.
Yeah, because I think I play my best tennis when I'm match point down or set point down.
Okay.
But I play some of my worst tennis when I'm match point up or set point up. I'm not very good at like finishing it off, because I do get nervous. I'm like, or I think, oh, I want to win with a winner or something, and then I make a stupid mistake because I go for it too early. But yeah, that definitely happens. I'm better when I'm under pressure the other way, I think.
Is it something that you're trying to work on, or how do you think you could work on that? Because there are other people. You don't have to be a future professional player or a college player or whatever to experience that. I think even people that play at a club level experience that to a certain level. So it would be good for them if they could do something better to manage it.
I sort of just try and think to do, because if I've got match point, I've usually won the previous point. I just think about what I did in that point, how I won it, and try and replicate that, or like think about the simple things, like move my feet, because I often don't very well, and just also go for, like, with margins rather than aim for the line, which I do quite a lot, which is why I miss most of the time. So yeah, just think of basic things like that, which sometimes help.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, I think a lot of players, we tend to complicate things, right?
Yeah,
And
I definitely do a lot.
yeah, the best option is just to kind of keep it simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Complicated. And let's say after the lockdown, when you're able to prepare for tournament, and what kind of a tournament would you go for? Uh, what would be
Um,
what steps?
so if there are any nationals, I'd want to play them. And then I also play quite a few, some like women's grade threes, or like maybe some British tours. Because I want to play some British tours, but they're the grade two ones. They're often during school time in the week. So I haven't played one of those yet, but I'd like to play one. But hopefully, if it's not during school time, then
Yeah,
I definitely play one of those.
it would be a good.
And
It's
yeah.
are the national, let's say local tournaments, very different from the nationals?
Well, yeah, also because apart from winter when they're all indoors, it's mostly the difference of I barely ever play on indoor hard court.
Mm-hmm.
So, and nationals usually always indoor hard court, which is one of the main differences. But I like that a lot because it's my favorite surface. And yeah, mostly the grade threes are outdoors unless
Mm-hmm.
it's winter. That's probably the main difference.
What's the most difficult condition for you to play tennis in? Like what?
I'd say definitely either windy or on like a clay court because I really don't like clay courts for mostly my game style, and I just find them really hard to move on.
Mhm.
So, and then windy is just tricky as well for like ball toss on the serve and just general timing.
Yeah,
But I'm quite used to it though because I train outdoors, so
yeah,
it's not too bad.
yeah. Not a
Yeah,
lot. The wind is definitely not a friend, I would say,
yeah,
most
definitely not.
most of the time.
But yeah.
Just a little bit about your, let's say, experience with the Middlesex. When did it start? Have you always played for the county?
So I played county cup for like under every age group from under 9 to women's.
Okay.
So I've been playing for county since I was 9. So yeah, definitely been a long time.
Mhm.
And yeah, I like county cup a lot, which is very fun. And yeah, it's really good.
What do you like? Because for me, for example, I've played a county cup last year with you in
Yeah,
team, and I really enjoyed the idea. Like that for me
yeah.
was the main thing. What the difference for you? Why do you like it compared to other tournaments or events?
Well, as well as like just sort of staying away with friends, also because tennis, it's not a team sport at all. So you get to be like part of a team and you have like people cheering for you when you win, or you can cheer for others when they're winning in your team. Well, that was my battery. Um, just yeah, when you hit like a good winner and then you've got like your team cheering you, it's yeah, it's just really good atmosphere. And then especially
Great
because
feeling.
Middlesex always does quite well, it's just nice when like you're a team and you've won. So it's really good.
What would
Yeah.
be your, let's say, your top two memories of playing for Middlesex? Do you have some moments in mind?
Um, I don't really have particular moments, but I'm not sure. Maybe I think it was I don't know because I've played in quite a few, and in almost all of them we've come up with first or second, so
Sure.
they're all really good, and everyone's really happy always at the end of it because we usually come away with like a good position.
But is that a
I don't
match
really have-
member or a
Well,
funny
there's a
story?
match I can remember, but it's not too happy. I remember losing like 10-8 in a quite important match, and
Oh,
there was a ball that was out, and I didn't call it because I'm not very good at calling them, and so it's a point I should have won, and I always remember that match.
oh.
But not a very good memory.
No, but at least something to learn from.
Yeah, definitely.
Now,
So,
probably your calls are probably better, right?
yeah, they are. They're still often the balls are out, and I don't call them, and then I
You're
realize afterwards. But I've got a lot better at it, definitely.
you're too
So, good.
too generous. What about some funny moments or stories from the tournaments you've played in, or even like the Middlesex
Um,
cups and everything? Do you have any?
Not that I can think of right now. I don't really know, but yeah, I guess
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
the atmosphere is really
Yeah,
it's really good.
it's really good. Like, and even when
That's
your team's losing, it's still you're all a team, so it's okay. But
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. You can rely on someone to cheer for you and be there for you when things don't go
yeah.
well.
And if your team loses, it's not exactly all your fault. Whereas when you lose a tournament, it completely is.
Yeah, it's more.
So yeah, so you don't feel quite as disappointed, but still,
Yeah, I think.
yeah.
I mean, also talking for myself, I think when I play in that certain environment, I think I play better because there's less pressure in a way. Like you're pressured to do well for your team, but there's also less pressure. Uh, because,
Yeah, I think in some sense I feel a bit more pressure,
yeah,
but it depends. If it's like doubles, it's sort of quite fun. There's not as much
yeah,
pressure, but
sure.
often, yeah, there is more because you feel like you let your team down if you lose. But yeah,
Do
I
you
know.
like doubles?
Pardon?
Do you like playing doubles?
Yeah, I like playing doubles a lot. I'm not too great at doubles because volleying isn't really my strong point, but it's a lot of fun. And again, you're with another person, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Makes it
it's
easier.
good. Yeah, definitely.
Would you say there are enough tournaments where you can play doubles in the UK right now, or could there be more of them? Could we play more doubles and train more in doubles?
I think there are quite a few, but definitely training in doubles could be a bit more. But often when we do things like county training, when it's not locked down, there is quite a lot of doubles training, which is good. But yeah, I don't really know.
Okay, good. Well, I think that's about it. Really like chatting with you. If there's anything you'd like to add or share,
Not really.
feel free. Mm,
Nothing in particular, no.
yeah, I'll let you go before the battery runs out completely.
Yeah, I think it's about to run.
And
But yeah.
very much. That was really,
Thank you.
hopefully we'll get to chat again soon.
Yeah,
Thanks.
hopefully. But yeah. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.